Hello and welcome to Blood of the Killer, the sixth game in a series of short comedic horror games developed by Garment District. And if you haven't seen the rest of the games, I recommend you check out the playlist available on my channel. But let's go. Press enter. It's just a regular night in the big city. Yes, that's what I'll say. You don't know I'm delivering a package, okay? Are we a courier now? That's what we're doing at the moment. Kind of dark. What's inside? I'll never tell. I feel it moving softly in my pocket. That's regular. Don't think about it. Interesting animation. I do feel like with every entry to the series, the developer always adds like little new things. I feel like, you know, that like it's kind of like I don't know how you can describe it, but I guess eye-catching. I mean, even this is actually kind of interesting. The perspective here makes like the hallway look like it's, you know, stretching towards you. Anyway, don't think about it, 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 don't think about it. Oh, and it was just a dream. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I meant to try looking it up next time I had one of those dreams. Dream Interpretation Guide. A 5th edition. Or travel edition. Dream of snakes. A lucky dream, which portends success in business and snakes. Dream of water. Like the water, you too shall receive lottery jackpot dividends. Dream of delivering a package. Violent death impending. Don't make plans. You're going to die. Well, these things are always open to discussion. BB's report. It's 10 a.m. and heading out of the city to investigate a Zine deal gone wrong. In the small town of Rivertown, a new distro was started with assistance from XX City, but recently, communiques from the town have stopped appearing. As the only one who has a rail card, I was appointed to re-establish contact and report on the progress of the scheme. The name of my contact is Clarice. Next stop is Rivertown. The final stop is Rivertown. The train no longer stops at Factory. I mean, it sounds fine, but what do I do if she's just been too busy to call? Break her legs? Alas, our organizational charter commits us to accountability in the scene. I've never been out here before. Maybe I should try to be more worldly. People are staring at me in the station, so I smile and wave back. That's how you do things in the country. Be more worldly. Ew. Masked, beaked people. Who's that person? They look like they're doing the thing, you know, where they're spying at us, pretending to look at a newspaper. Welcome to Rivertown, home of the drinky bird. Visit world's largest drinky bird while you're here. Wow. You see, this is what you find when you take the time to expand your horizons. You learn something new. This statue commemorates the 200 workers incinerated by the Great Drinky Bird Factory Fire of 19XX. On the other hand, tourist stuff is pretty much the same all over. It's all the same. People get murdered. People die. It's all the same everywhere. In the brochure speak, this town is picturesque. I'll find out what that means someday. The houses are pretty, but half the doorways are bricked up. This place was as if this place were set on becoming its own shrine. Hello, citizen. I am here. Well, Clarice's place isn't far, but I don't even have her number. Wouldn't it be weird if I just show up? Maybe I should buy her a sandwich or something as well. Well, you came all the way here. You can't back out now. Rows of wooden, non-functional little drinky bird statuettes are many things for sale at the street kiosk. Are these things a lost technology? Maybe they keep the real ones for connoisseurs. It's not the real drinky birds. I mean, I assume the drinky birds are the things where they automatically, they bob down, or how do you describe it? It bobs its head up and down, right, or something like that. Those little like things, I guess. A beautiful remnant of the town's prosperous heyday, sealed and preserved by the Historical Society. All the bricks are a bit much, but I guess I can't blame them for being thorough. Seems like some of the buildings are also sunk into the ground. Beneath me is the town's famous river, the Urg, stained red by generations of opaque industrial processes. A real taste of the pastoral. I wonder if I can get a postcard while I'm here. Ah yes, Blood River. Totally normal. Just taking in the sights and the scenery. Everything is still kind of angular, But I feel like this is actually the first time developer actually made like a game that takes place mostly outside. It seems. Well, I guess we'll see. I don't know if we end up inside again, but it's got skybox and everything. Crazy. When I visit somewhere new, I always find myself imagining what it'd be like if I lived here, or I lived there. If this room were, I can't speak. If this road were the one I walk down every day, expected and invisible. What was that? Hello? What was that? No? Okay, okay. Don't worry about it. It's just the locals. The same trips to the shops and the bus stop, only now infused with mystery. Like I could be looking at my life from the outside, as I were myself to become a stranger. Like from an outside perspective, like a third-person perspective, like a video game or something. I wonder if watching Gilmore Girls has given me inflated expectations around small-town life. And for me, it'd be like Nanyan Biori, I guess. Like that anime where it seems like living out in the country is actually really relaxing and fun all the time. I don't know. Anyway, if I have these directions right, Clarice's apartment should be right in the middle of that smoldering wreckage. Uh-oh. It's like, yeah, wait a minute. Chotomate. Bird Town. History issue. Oh, poor Clarice. I hope she got out in time. And had, like, insurance. Ah! Don't worry, I'm a murderer! Yes? Boy, was I surprised to hear they sent 2 of us out here. I guess this town must be a bigger deal than it looks. Incidentally, where's your mask? I'm incognito. Okay. Hello, fellow murderer. I guess we are cut from the same cloth. Therefore, we don't murder each other, I guess. Well, good news. I'm nearly through with my report. Yes, the case is very nearly closed. Maybe you wasted the trip. Just 1 or 2 loose ends. Okay. Listen, here's a list of other places on the same supply chain. Check them out and try to re-establish contact. And don't tell anyone who isn't a murderer. We'll have to beat them slowly to death with a hammer. The second thought, tell whoever you like. Gee, thanks. Well, better go. Unsafe travels? Unsafe? Wow, what a pro. Oh. I guess he's dead. Man, what was that all about? Is that guy looking for Clarice? It didn't seem like a good time to ask him to clarify. Well, it's not like I have any other leads. And some of these do seem like places you might drop off a zine. I actually get to walk around. It's a little map we made. Map of Rivertown. Wee! Goodbye! Okay, it's funny that you just walk off. Well, there's the record store, there's the book depository, the street market, here's a giant cup of coffee. Clarice? Question mark. I guess these are the places that the murderer marked. I guess the now dead murderer, but I don't know. Record store? Can I go here? Excuse me, would there be a record store around here? Follow the smoke. Oh. Well, he may have exaggerated a bit. Any smoke here would have already disappeared along with the owners. Melted 780s form thick black puddles in ash. I guess records. Like 780s, 7080s, or 78s? 78s. I don't know, I'm saying that weirdly. 78s. Melted 78s. Blue D hands and his night stranglers. Everything has a murder theme to it. I wish I had a chance to poke around here before it burned. You can find good stuff in these little record stores. I never even heard of any of these bands. As a sturdy if charred brick passage stretches out behind a collapsed shelf. Is this the way to employee lounge? Well, it's probably not the lounge. The air feels different here, like I've walked into a much larger structure. Is this a transport tunnel or something? What's with all the crates? Strange camera angle, alright. Again, Resident Evil style, where it's like you walk one way and then your character like goes into a different room, but the camera is fixed, so you end up just walking the wrong way. Happens a lot. Tightly packed bundles of rubber horror masks. A sticker on the side reads XX City. Was it from R2? Hey Mandy, I'm thinking out loud, but wouldn't it be a lot easier to follow this girl if we just broke both her legs? I mean, as inconspicuously as possible. That's a good point, Handy. But we gotta stay undetected. I've got it. Let's kill her first. Then we can break her legs and follow her around. Yes, wait, hold on. I feel like we're missing something here, but what? But what? How many possible combinations are there for A, killing her, B, breaking her legs, C, following her around? Maybe you could experiment till we found one that felt right in the moment. Guys? Can I see what these nurses are up to, or... I don't know. Anyway. I guess we'll continue on. I was right, you know, that person that was like reading the newspaper, they were following us. And there's two of them too. Again, the music is great in these games. This one is pretty, I don't know, pretty groovin'. I see an iterative approach. Well, that's 6 possibilities unless we do some of them more than once, but does the perfect combination really exist? Handy, I want to believe it does. Hello. Oh, but aren't you just the cutest little murderer? Yes, you are. You're going to be executed for your crimes against history. Yes, you will. Stop that. Wait, why is everybody in this town think I'm a murderer? Is it just the code? No use denying it. We already seen you around the notorious criminal, Murderer X. Also, we've been reading your zine, a truly heinous document that records your many crimes. July 3rd, Cannibal Blood Feast. July 10th, more knife murders. July 13th, Decomposing Corpse. Those are bands. It's called a scene report. I don't know what that means, actually. Again, not very familiar with the zine, like zines themselves. I assume this is a joke maybe you would get if you maybe know about zines. Also, wait, did you really read my zine, like all of it? What do you think? A little prolix, but that's not a problem you'll have anymore. Everyone's a critic! Also, what does prolix mean? I have no idea. Anyway, we're just gonna run for our lives. Whee! Oh, more masks. A lot of masks around here. Oh. Run, 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 run. Why would anybody store their masks this way? I see a door up top and clamber on. We see a rubber Dracula mask slipping out in the great cascades beneath my feet. Go, 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 go. I still hear my 2 pursuers, but hopefully it's even harder to climb with that stuff in heels. Did I fall into a war between rival party supply chains? I don't know, maybe you have. You know, this is a very high and horrible mass facility for such a little town. I wonder who's been running it. Hope I never have to find out. Yeah, more masks. That's a theme in this game series. This is more masks that you always see. I just noticed the wallpaper is the little drinky birds. Alright, just go down this hallway. Kill you, kill you, kill you, kill, kill, kill. Ouch! What did I actually learn from all that? Well, at least there are 2 people in this town who bother keeping up with zines. I wonder if they ever met Clarice. Well, okay, I didn't learn anything from that, but the next place I go will have some answers. Let's do that. Let's go somewhere else. There's the book depository and the street market. Let's go to the book depository. You know, not to sound jaded, but I feel like I already have a good idea which building here will turn out to have been the book depository. Does this place have a fire department? Okay, I guess all the places somehow have been attacked or... I mean, attacked, I guess, but like, you know. They have been arsoned, you know? Is that a verb? Arsoned? Arsoned? Mysteriously uncharted pages in the wreckage. Were they placed here after the fire? What do they say? A True Secret History of the Murderers and Wreckers by a Concerned Citizen. The record history of the murderers and wreckers, that is the false history which stands in place. The true history of it in mere child is the false history which wreckers and murderers seek to substitute for the glorious true history of the world. The truth of the history is a beautiful house filled with statues, etc. And it is the people without history, the murderers and wreckers and conspirators who stand outside this house and try to break in through the windows in order to replace everything with their disease history. The record history of which child can tell is the whole false history, for which nevertheless is passed to us as the real history. The true is opposed to the really true and the truly real history, which is that of the houses and the monuments, factories and statues and beauty can detect and point to, which is to say that this is the true, this is mine, this is true history passed on to me by my father who is dead. Page 1. What is this shit? Page 26. To betray the true history to imply our fathers have passed to us the false coin of false history as our glorious inheritance is all the betrayal. It is in the rejection of the betrayal of our fathers that we identify and reject the false history of the non-fathers, the wreckers, murderers, etc. from outside of the history, the disposal room outside the grand and meaningful museum of world history, field and monuments, etc. built by our fathers. Our duty, our inheritance to maintain this inheritance, to reject the false inheritance of the murder history of the murderers and the wreckers, and say it is the true history, the real history, but which we ourselves know for certain is the opposite of the true history. It is the false history and the false coin that diminishes the coin inheritance of the great history of our fathers and the coins inheritance, etc. It just keeps going. Oh, hey! Wait a minute, come back here. Now we're doing the chasing. Usually we get chased, now we're chased. We're the monster. Come back here. I will break your legs with my bare hands. Why is this guy running away from me? On the other hand, why am I chasing him? Well, I must admit it makes nice change when the usual way around. Yeah. Oh, hey. Tricked me with the stairs. Can't do that. My Vengeance Needs Blood by Henry James. Return of the Master. It's a movie. And the spoils of Ponton mine at last. What? Who's there? No, it can't be. You're nobody appreciates the classics. And no one's here to watch it, I guess. Another mangled corpse, but how? If only every aspect of this case weren't suffused by such exquisite ambiguity. I wonder where the heck I went. Is this some kind of private cinema? Decades of motoring promo posters molt off as I pass by. Feels like I'm the only person to be in here for years. We work in the dark. We do what we can. Woo! Chainsaw noises, tearing and screaming. Theater is viewed as a historical document for the benefit of future generations. Well, as a future generation, I wish they'd dust. What exactly is this place trying to preserve? The desk in the office is slightly less cobwebby than anything else around. On it, I find a shredded copy of Clarice's zine, a flyer for the Rivertown Historical Society. Well, I did want to visit some tourist stuff while I was here. Oh, okay, and the guy disappeared. Nah. Well, I didn't learn anything from that, but... the next place will be the thing we find. We can go to the Historical Society. Actually, I'm not sure. Which one should I go? Should I go to the Street Market first or the Historical Society? I assume Street Market. Because Historical Society is the new thing, right? Let's go here. A town's secret history is at the junk store. That's what I'd say if it wasn't, if I haven't accepted my own rat-like impulse to dig around in piles of used clutter by now. Still, you find things out. Like, what does this song remind me of? I don't know. It's very... I don't know. I don't know what you describe it. I mean, it feels like cyberpunk, right? And not the game, by the way, Cyberpunk 2077 necessarily, but the genre. It feels cyberpunk. I mean, it reminds me of Valhalla, you know? I think Valhalla, the cyberpunk waifu bartending simulator or whatever. Reminds me of that. I don't know what the genre is. I don't know what you call it, but... I don't know, it uses a lot of synth, I guess. Entering crate mode, I rummage and discover cookery books, bits of wire, machine parts, old video game consoles, used medical textbooks with horrifying illustrations. The search goes on. Anthologies of inscrutable political cartoons, mushy golf balls, old newspapers with rambling letters to the editor from a concerned citizen, rubber spider, scratch that, regular spider. Hello, how do you do, fellow citizen? You are also checking out the street market. Underneath the Bort dolls, I pull out a box of ancient drinky bird figurines, but whatever strange alchemy once made them drink has long departed. Sweet bird of youth. New. Except it's not new, it's like, looks to be broken. Anyway. This reminds me of like it's just like a street market. It reminds me of like, are like GPUs, you know? The GPUs, by the way, they've been bought up by scalpers and like resold at a higher price. Or not been resold, rather they would be used for like cryptocurrency. I think at this point, from what I've heard, they're actually reselling it now at a lower price. So maybe GPUs now don't cost so much because they haven't been all bought up by scalpers and people who like, you know, use it for cryptocurrency. I don't know. Maybe the prices will actually crash now. Anyway, nobody glances at me as I explore, which is possibly some roundabout way of reasserting vendors' dominance. Well, there's no sign on the warehouse in the back to say it's not part of the sale area. Any GPUs around here? As it turns out, like, you know, cryptocurrency is not very useful when the economy is not doing so well. But anyway, here's the star door. You know, I can't believe the developer is reusing assets. They're reusing that star door I saw, you know, in one of the previous games. Crazy. I wonder if they keep the good stuff back here. Fragments of decrepit industrial machinery are stacked haphazardly around the corridor. Probably this is the good stuff to someone. The drawers of the old office desk are stuffed with rotting, mulched receipts. The header on one reads Golden Bird Company LLC. What's that mean? Like Limited Liability Corporation or something? Are these all from the Drinky Bird place? They really tried to scale. Old cogs and rubber casting trays. The outline printed on them seems familiar, like a face glimpsed once in a dream. At the back of the last table, I find a binder. The words Drinky Bird Mark II production notes are written in the bureau on the spine. I open it up and find some kind of crazed essay about sword fighting a bear? What? We see that in the organic world, to the same degree that reflection gets darker and weaker, grace grows ever more radiant and dominant. But just as two lines intersect on one side of the point and after passing through infinity, suddenly come together again on the other side, or the image in the concave mirror suddenly reappears before us after drawing away to the infinite distance. So too does grace return once perception has traversed the infinite, such that it simultaneously appears in human bodily structures that are either devoid of consciousness or which possesses an infinite consciousness, such as the jointed mannequin or the god. Huh? And now everything is red. Welcome to the red zone. Hey, is that the person that murdered the murderer? I guess she had a beak. I guess it makes sense, right? The citizens of this town do have beaks, so I assume she's just the one of the people here. Maybe she's Clarice. I don't know. Let's see. Just chopping up some meat. That's all. She's just making dinner. That's all, you know. Clarice? 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 I pronounce it. Clarice. Hello. Wait. What? As happy carnival music plays. Oh, I'm controlling her actually. That's funny. I didn't realize. La 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 la. I'm just walking around in broad daylight with a giant knife. That's all. Where did BB go? Is she hiding somewhere? Do I have to find her? You know? Is she in this trash can? No. I don't know where she went. Oh well. I guess let's just leave. I can still control her, by the way. Can I like walk back somehow? No? I don't know, whatever. So is that Clarice or not? Maybe she just didn't recognize me. Alright. The perspective change is funny, actually. I don't think you can actually, you know, kill yourself, you know, as in like kill BB, but it'd be funny if you could. You'd be like going against the whole, you know, purpose of playing the protagonist, right? The video game. You suddenly just plays the villain and then you just murder your own protagonist somehow. Anyway, let's go to the Historical Society. Let's do that. Now, after wandering a while down alleys, I eventually tracked down the Rivertown Historical Society. It's pokier than I was expecting. But I guess it's plusher on the inside. Glass bird eyes stare back at me from every corner of the room. Is this history? I guess it is. Therefore I have sailed the seas, come to the holy city of Byzantium. Welcome, welcome, lover of history. Welcome to the Museum of Mechanical Birds. I said Byzantium. Yes, more than that, more than just drinky birds, though they form the firm foundation on which our fair town is built. We must strive to see beyond them, move beyond them, as our fathers did. Yes. Not a drinky bird merchandise. The immortal golden bird, glory of changeless metal. Well, plastic. But the tradition remains the same. Alive, vital, living, unliving. Images of grace, images of fear. Just, smile. Do I go downstairs? A beautiful tradition that continues on today. Contemporary mechanical birds include the military, industrial complex, video games, and the internet. Yet more might we find by following this river to the source. At points widening, income disparity, similar icons are always required, and so the fathers, my father, decided to ache our novelty, amusement factories into a new direction. Or decide to make maybe. And make or novelty amusement factories. One which could catch and manifest the shape of the history. New birds for a new age. Yes, then what happened? The factory burnt down after the construction of the first prototype, the Drinky Bird Mark II. The town was never the same. But I still think we'll catch the culprit someday. Won't you put your name and address in the guest book? commemorative t-shirt, ashtray, mug. Sorry, oh. It's a mechanical bird. Things you wouldn't understand. Man, I'm not ever gonna wear this shirt. Also, there's Clarice. Clarice? I would say Clarice. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Clarice? I said Clarice in the beginning. I think I'm finally out of leads. Is it a breach of fake detective etiquette to just go home? Attention, patrons! Patrons, attention! Don't get up! Open mic time is about to begin. Please enjoy the first act in an hour of amateur music stylings. Wang. If you take a walk downtown and find some time to look around, if you see me walk on by, oh darling, please don't cry. Oh, it's just these two. And I will meet on the dark end of the street, you and me. Alright. Well, nearly getting killed is bad enough without having to listen to music numbers about it. I've been here all day, what did I even accomplish? I'm sick of it. I'm going home. I'm not obliged as a video game protagonist to even bother with this mystery. I'm just gonna go. Actually, what's this? The Zine committee will have to cut their losses. I wanted to pay my dues anyway. Admittedly, the tote bag's kinda cute. Nevertheless, I'm out of here. I assume we go this way? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if because we went over the bridge. I can't remember if that was like towards the train station or. Alright, yeah, okay. A train pulls up just as I reach the station and hop on board. Great! I didn't find out what happened, but that's just how it goes. That's life. That's how I write it up. Okay. The seat is the comfiest thing I've ever felt. It's polyester or something. They should roll me up in this when they put me in the grave. Bonk. The train is now departing. Next stop is factory. The final stop is factory. Uh-oh. I'm gonna end up in the factory, even though initially we weren't supposed to go to the factory. No other passengers, by the way. Ah! Wait, don't kill me! Hey, where'd they go? I don't know where I am, but I appear to have both eyes and most of my blood. Were those two just posers after all? Or posers? Posers? A cool night breeze comes in the open door. Bless ye smash. Okay. Statues, half submerged in ivy, heap up on the lawn. Unlit factory buildings spread out in the distance, leading inexorably towards the mansion on the hill. Alright. The door is wide open. Aren't they afraid somebody might steal all their clocks? I mean, it's kind of hard to, like, carry these, like, really, like, old grandfather clocks, you know? Very heavy. Hey, there's a mimeograph. I've always wanted one of those. Smudged carbon copies are piled ankle deep across the floor, sternly announcing the dangers of unfeathered mimeography. Or mimeography? I actually don't know what that is. There's a lot of things I'm very ignorant about. The only things in my head are video game references and anime and manga from the 2000s. You know? What do these letters say? Dear sirs, first my warm compliments upon the previous day's Mary Worth cartoon, which I found both delightful and instructive. I have enclosed more ideas. However, I note with dismay your decision not to comment upon the increasingly outrageous price of cinema popcorn. Anyway, cinema popcorn, a scourge which perhaps funds drug or gang activity. See previous letters. I see. Decline in moral values, rivers of blood from Elden Ring. Now, rivers of blood, can they legally call it a happy meal if eating one makes me depressed? Please print this letter. Faithfully yours, a concerned citizen. Mimeograph. I'm assuming from the name, maybe it's like, you know, like it types out the letter that people write to the, to you, or like, I don't know. Anyway, man, these things are bleak. Wait a minute. Okay, dear sirs, I find this episode I hope this episode finds you well. Here's an idea for a new Merewolf cartoon. Feel free to use. In the cartoon, Merewolf is depressed and sad and down in the dumps about her life, the life that was promised, the life that was had in ruins of her parents' drinky bird factory, the rubble of a dynasty that never came to pass when she starts to read a poorly printed Samizdat that she picked up at the record store with a sticker on the cover calling it a zine. What? The zine says it's about history, and so she reads it, but it is not history. It is a bad dream, and a horror story, in which all the names and faces she reviews from books and statues reappear instead as torturers and killers, as toadies and functionaries of a charnel house. And as she reads, she feels as though the beautiful history she adores and worships has been replaced by a lake of blood that has no bottom, and she and everyone she knows is sinking in the lake, and so is her house. At this point in the comic strip, that Merewolf has a grand realization. She realizes all recorded history is the object of a vast conspiracy, and that the name given to this conspiracy is that of Zines, acronym, and that this conspiracy was the worm in the great apple. There's the history and the reason the apple now turns to shit in her mouth, and her life will continue to get worse and worse, and the evil conspiracy of records can at last be smashed and killed and put to an end. Please give me credit if you use this cartoon. Constructive feedback welcome. Yours faithfully, Concerned Citizen. I did wonder if it was too good to be true that these people, there were people who actually read these things. Okay. From what I understand, some people read her zines, and they don't like them. Is she asleep? She's not chasing me. I should go, but this is my chance to see if it's really Clara's under that mask. This is a really stupid decision. I'm gonna do it anyway. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Yeah, we made a real mess of her face getting all the pieces inside. Oh, these two again. This way, please. Don't worry, she's harmless until you turn the key. Mostly, we just hang coats of her and stuff. Hey, that's right. Where'd my coat get to anyway? Oh, it's around here somewhere. You didn't really have to figure for it. Or you didn't really have to figure for it. It was like chasing around the kid from No Luck Now. Okay. Oh, okay, thank you. Next time I'll get all my clothes from the sexy Halloween nurse bin at the party warehouse instead. Gone hurt. I see some familiar paintings, by the way. Okay, what's up? Okay, you guys are not murdering me at the moment. There's this guy again. Hello! Yes, that's right. I, heir to the Drinky Bird dynasty, am secretly the concerned citizen whose inflammatory pamphlets has been causing such a stir. I don't really care? The Sangford expected of a true revolutionary, right down to the classic sales system. Each distro and cadre knows nothing of the others. But you didn't predict what remained of Drinky Bird Mark II technology could be used to rewire a human brain. A rookie error. Okay. Zine HQ. The Dark Monies. Crime. Print Media Cartel. Merewolf Censored. Apple Mary. Other cells. Rivertown. Register, bookstore, street market. Okay, so it was all like this delusional guy thinking it's all conspiracy and blaming zines. So that's why they burned down the record store, the bookstore, and the street market. And the next thing on the list is everything else, I guess. Once we infiltrated the network, it was easy. It was a shame the organization's tendrils have reached so many local businesses, but sacrifices must be made. Interestingly, they all had some sideline involving rubber horror masks as well. Coincidence, I guess. Why is that the thing you guys aren't paranoid about? And up here is you! Attention caught by all the carnage. A representative of the National Corps is sent out to review the situation. Admittedly, I didn't think you'd burn down half the town in the process. Who knows what true depravity lurks in the criminal soul? Okay. Well, that implies he didn't burn down the houses. It was it was the murderer guy, right? But I don't know. Man, I only got here today. I thought you people were the ones burning stuff down. Don't be silly. If not you, then who? This guy. Well, it's nothing you have to worry about. Just give me a second and then this body won't be you anymore. It will be a new thing that has your face and name, and we're gonna use it to kill all your friends. Okay, is that what he did to Clarice? Won't that be nice? Nurses, can you bring the blood bucket before I open her head this time? Nurses? Oh, dead. You deal with it. I guess someone wound her up, I guess. Do I smell smoke? Yeah. Touch the fire. Well, I guess this would explain it, considering letters to the editor light up the stairs. Just why is fire safety such an issue in this town? Well, which way do we go? And that's where we came from, I guess. Going upstairs is not exactly the best plan, but well, hopefully there's a fire escape. Smoke pours through the carpets and twists in strange shapes in the air, glimpsed figures, vegetable outlines. I hear the pop of drinky birds exploding in their crates. Emerging and dissolving in air, reaching hands, a ghost. Staring head, a bloody mask. Is this the history the guy was so keen on? I don't know if I get the appeal. This is the worst work vacation in my life. Can't believe I didn't even get to see the world's largest drinky bird. Such a shame. Nom. Delicious blood. Ah. Wait, don't! Wait, is that my coat? Thank you, I'm glad you're feeling better. Incidentally, I'm just here to check in on the Zine distro you're putting together. Ah! Okay. Okay, maybe that was pushing it. And after a while, I made my way off the statue and took the last train home. What remained of the mansion was still burning when I left. I never found out just what happened to Clarice, but they say if you hold a Zine event in a quiet country town, she will appear and not buy anything. You know, she's just hanging out, just like not buying the Zine. And truly, that's the most insulting thing she could do. Alright. What a strange story. I mean, like all the other games, really. This one was actually a little bit more confusing to me, actually. But I guess it's just some guy who... But then who's the other guy? The murderer that thought we were the murderer as well. It's a little confusing. But for some reason, the houses were burnt down, right? And then that, like, made the crazy guy, like, conspiracy guy delusional and think that BB, you know, was the agent from the Zine conspiracy or whatever. I think I guess he just got caught up in like some kind of weird, I don't know, like conspiracy that may or may not be true. I don't know, the Clarice though, I guess her brain got, I mean, isn't that sad, you know? Clarice, I assume, was just a normal person, but then she got her, like, brain replaced, I think, or something, by the crazy guy, so she'll never be the same. But, oh well. Hey, but this guy saved us somehow. I don't know what his role is. He seems to be the killer, but actually, when you think about it, when you, like, think about all the times they've appeared, they actually always help us. So actually, you know, he's not really the villain or the antagonist, it seems, of the games, but rather like the ally, you know, when you think about it. At least that's what it seems. I don't know. Well, there you go. I think I don't know if this is the last of the games, but this is the last of the games so far from the time I'm recording this. But yeah, so overall, these games, again, they were enjoyable. You know, there were some like horror moments. There were some like jokes here and there. I think this game in general is kind of like, you know, it kind of flips the mood sometimes, you know, sometimes like very like, supposed to be like very scary, like slasher film, you know, kind of style, where it's like, oh no, a monster's gonna murder you. But sometimes it just switches the flip. It's like, actually, it wasn't that bad at all. It was just, you know, it was just kind of dumb and silly sometimes. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I guess the biggest thing about it is definitely the art style. Like everything's just drawn in MS Paint, and even the 3D models. You know, of what little of it is there. I guess. Well, but that's not the best way to describe it. But you know, usually the 3D modeling is usually just walls. You know, I mean, in this game they kind of actually made it a little bit more open. You know, like a skybox. But most of the games, you know, are pretty simple in terms of actual 3D modeling. But when you think about it, it kind of fits, right? Because everything is just kind of crudely drawn and everything, right? So it actually kind of fits the game for it to be like that. I don't know. It's definitely kind of like a unique series of games. So overall, I kind of enjoyed it. You know, I don't know why, to be honest. It's hard to explain, but definitely. I mean, I guess part of it is like the music is great for one. The writing is definitely good, actually. You know, I feel like it's written by someone who's actually has experience in like writing, so it's actually enjoyable to read the writing, even if it gets like really weird at times and makes no sense to me. But you know, I don't think it's so obscure though that it's completely confusing. However, there is like a kind of like a thread to it, you know, like kind of like a little plot for each game. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. These little like quirky horror games, and I guess we'll see if they make more. I don't know. I think there's something upcoming, but I'm not sure when it's gonna be released. I don't know if it's gonna be like the next thing of of this series. I assume so because the main character seems to be like BB again. But anyway, there you go. That was it for Blood of the Killer. And I guess if you didn't know, if you're on YouTube, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out if you're there, if you're interested. I also have other games on the channel, so you can look at those if you want. And if you haven't already, definitely check out the rest of the games that I'll probably put in like a little playlist on my channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.